Lesson 21. All right, please remember to start by writing your name and the date and your class. In this lesson, we are working with some word problems, and I hope that you will recall that when we're solving word problems, we use the read, draw, write strategy, as in we read the problem carefully, probably a couple times. Imagine the context, imagine it like a story. We draw a model that represents what is happening in the context of the story. And then we write our answer in a complete sentence. Right? So today's question, not only are we solving the problems, but we're thinking about how can we use estimates to decide whether our answer is reasonable. So when we're estimating, we're not getting an exact figure. We're not getting an exact solution. And in the case of fractions, we can create estimates using benchmark fractions. So I will demonstrate with two of the problems that are in the notes. I'll encourage you to work either on your own or with a partner on the other two, and then you'll complete your problem set and mastery check. So let's jump in. Miss Wong buys 3/8 pounds of spinach salad and 7/8 pounds of potato salad at the deli. How many total pounds of salad does Miss Wong buy? All right, well, I'm already imagining that Miss Wong is having a cookout. Maybe she's also going to go to the bakery section and get some buns, go to the freezer section perhaps, get some veggie burgers or regular burgers, whichever she prefers. Maybe some people are coming over, but we're just talking about her salad. So let's see here. She buys 3/8 pounds of spinach salad, 7/8 pounds potato salad at the deli. Okay, so we want to know about her total salad, so I know I'm putting these together, I'm adding them up. Before I even start solving, I know that 3/8 pounds is pretty close to 4/8, so she's buying about half a pound of spinach salad. 7/8 pounds of potato salad, well, that's close to 8/8, which would be 1, so about a pound of potato salad. So once I solve this, I know that my answer is going to be more than 1 pound and less than 1.5 pounds, because this is a little less than half, this is a little less than 1. So we want to see an answer that's more than 1 but less than 1.5. Okay, that's going to be reasonable based on our benchmark fractions and our estimate. So I've read, now I will draw, and I'm going to represent this with a tape diagram. So here I will show all the salad. This is the spinach salad and potato salad put together. And I'm just going to call this TS, or total salad. Okay, so let me partition it. I know that 3/8 is going to be significantly less than 7/8. So I'm going to make this part of my tape diagram for the spinach salad. I'll put an S for spinach. This part for my potato salad. And here it's handy that I've learned some abbreviations. So I'll put in the abbreviations for pounds. So she has 3/8 LBS is our abbreviation for pounds. Not totally sure why that's the case, but it is. And 7/8 LBS, or pounds, potato salad. And so if I want to find the total salad, I'll add that up. 10/8. All right. Now, when I write this, I am not going to write that she bought 10/8 pounds of salad. Why? That's just not typically how we talk. We've learned how to make a mixed number, so let's do that. So let me think about my multiples of 8. 8/8 would be 1 pound. 16/8 goes beyond what we have, so we don't have 2 pounds. We have 1 pound. And if we have 8/8, then there's 2 more left over. 1 and 2/8. And I kind of know from my equivalent fractions 2/8 equals 1/4. I just sort of know that automatically. You do not need to do that. You don't need to find that equivalent fraction, but if you do, okay. And so let me write my answer. Miss Wong buys 1 1/4 pounds of salad. And, aha, my answer is in fact exactly between 1 and 1.5 pounds. So, my answer is reasonable because it is close to the estimate I got when I used benchmark fractions. My estimate was 1.5 pounds. So 1 1/4 makes sense since, see what we did there? SEN, anyway. Since each part was a little less than the benchmark. Okay, so there you have it. For this one, I want you to remember, read, then before, or maybe even draw and write, but at some point before you solve, use benchmarks to estimate. And so then when you're talking about if it's reasonable, you're comparing your actual solution to the estimate you got from finding benchmarks. All right. So go ahead, pause. You could do this on your own or with a partner. And when you're ready, come back and we'll do the next problem. All right. We're not going to go over this one. We'll just go to the next problem. All right. You're back. I'm so glad. Let's talk about this problem. There is 11/12 of a pan of brownies in the kitchen. Amy and her friends eat 7/12 of the pan of brownies. What fraction of the pan of brownies is left? Well, if Amy's house is anything like my house, her dad made the brownie and then immediately ate 1/12 of the pan, but who knows what happened there. Anyway, there's an almost full pan of brownies, and Amy and her pals probably smell those brownies or something like that, and they come and gobble up 7/12. There's still some left. Maybe Amy has a sibling or some other family members who are going to want some brownies. And we want to know how much is left for the other people in Amy's family. So before I start, I'm going to make my estimate. So 11/12 is just about 1. 7/12 is a little more than a half. So if we had 1 minus 1/2, there'd be about half a pound left. but we're doing a little less than 1 and a little more than half. So there's going to be not a tiny amount left, but a little less than half a pound, I think. That's what would be reasonable. So let's represent this. Now, pans of brownies are not usually shaped like fraction strips, but I'm going to make it work. Okay, so this represents 11/12 of a pan right here. There's already a 1/12 of the pan, like it could be here, that's been gobbled up. Okay, so Amy and her friends come in and they eat 7/12 of this. So I know that's most of it. They eat 7/12 of the pan. That's what they ate. And we want to know what's left. So I know that part that's left is coming out of the 11/12, or it's what's left after the 7/12 comes out, really more accurately. So I can do 11/12 minus 7/12 equals, well, 11 minus 7 is 4, 4/12. And again, I'm just seeing this equivalent fraction. I know that 4/12 is equal to 1/3. So 1/3 of the pan of brownies is left for Amy's sibling, for another parent, for a grandparent. Who knows who's going to get that third of the pan, that 4/12 of the pan, but it's there for him. So is our answer reasonable? Yeah, it is. Yes. We knew from our estimate that our answer should be around half the pan, but a little less because our parts, or because our total was slightly less than 1, and our part was slightly more than 1/2. All right, so now you've got one more to work through with a partner on your own. Remember to read, draw, write. Remember to estimate with your benchmarks first. And then you can find out if your answer is reasonable. All right. And I give you a little bit of a heads up that you may find that your estimate and your solution, when you actually work it out, is the same on this one because I'm seeing benchmark fractions. Anyhow, enjoy your math, and we'll see you back here for the next lesson.